Namaste, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Kind of a reflection. This week is my anniversary. 31 years being married, but we've been together since high school. And of course, relationships I would view as challenging and not work. And the reason why is because, like, if you go to work, you're getting compensated for a certain amount of hours that you put in, or a certain amount of pay. And you're going to receive these benefits. And so when I look at a relationship as challenging and take away the work, it's more of I release my expectations. I lower them down to where in the relationship, whatever Tammy decides to give me, I just freely accept. And wherever she's at today. But it's not like, oh, I've given this amount, this is what I'm entitled to. Or she's given this amount and this is what she's entitled to. So allow yourself to just be open with that concept of relationships, that where you kind of, I would say, not have these high expectations and unrealistic expectations that coincides with last week. But also I think about all the times in my life that I try to be the best version of myself. And I want to be Tammy's #1 hero and #1 supporter. And I ask her frequently, can anybody love you more than I love you? And can anybody love me more than you love me? And really focusing on establishing trust and focusing on trust constantly throughout your relationship. But how can you be the best version of you? That includes eating right, exercise, sleep, your meal planning, mindfulness, meditation, being present, a lot of self-care regimen, and that you're not stressed about so many aspects in your life, personally, professionally, spiritually, mentally, physically. How can you become the best version of yourself? And that also allows you the opportunity to enrich your life so you can enrich the lives of our community. I'm out here today. We're at the lake house. It's absolutely crazy. It has been raining insane over the last, I don't know. I'm wondering if I'm going to see the sun again. It's like we got a little reprieve from the rain, but we still don't have any sun. So I pose this question for you. How can you be the best version of yourself right here, right now, today? And what does that look like? And what do you need to eliminate out of your life? And maybe it's toxic people or negative people. Or maybe you begin to really establish healthy boundaries with those people and you limit your time and your conversations with them. You're truly, the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with. And so what do those 5 people look like that you have maybe a daily or weekly interaction with? Are they positive, outgoing? Are they uplifting people? Are they resilient? Are they have integrity and pride and love and compassion and acceptance? Or are they judgmental and fearful and anxious? And so begin to think about the people in your life that you've surrounded yourself with and how you can establish healthy boundaries and what that really looks like. Because healthy boundaries, think about it as this aspect, that you are the gatekeeper of who or what you allow into your space and out of your space. If you no longer want those people in your life, you can remove them and you control that. You have the key to that. And it's the same thing with the positive aspects. How can you be the best version of yourself today? How can you go from just surviving to thriving? You got water dripping down from the trees. Think about that. Surviving is the first step, right? But how can you become thriving? How can you really transform into the person that you want to be, and that you're no longer struggling and you're no longer suffering and you're no longer living with all this low self-esteem? How is it that you can really release those limiting beliefs that you've been hanging on to? And maybe the toxic people in your life are feeding you those limiting beliefs, and maybe they're saying things to you that are unhealthy. Maybe it means avoiding social media and maybe the news and maybe the things in your life that produce triggers. And it could be the music or the movies. It could be the food. A lot of food that we consume creates inflammation in our body. And 90% of our serotonin is created in our gut, which goes into the brain. And so you've got to think of, how does the food that you're consuming make you feel? How do you feel when you're on social media? Do you walk away and feel good and relieved and excited and abundant? And do you feel like you're a better person? And same thing with the people in your life, or the music, whatever environment you're at. So when I'm in nature, in places like this, I feel so calm and so relaxed. And I'll go back to when I lived in Kansas City at the plaza. It was everything that I wanted, right? I could walk down to the bus station and I could take the bus to work. I could take it to the VA. I could walk to the grocery store, restaurants, bars, gyms, everything. Everything was easily accessible with a bike or a walk or public transportation. But this is everything that I need. And a lot of times in our life we get really confused, especially in our relationships with ourselves and others, of what we want and what we need. And that's why so many of us are so depressed and so anxious and so tired all the time, because we're working towards these things that really don't give us any fulfillment. They don't really satisfy us. They don't enrich us. They don't provide that true, lasting, long form of comfort. They're only superficial. So what in your life have you been working for over and over and over and over and spending your time, energy, and effort towards that hasn't gained you any true acceptance, love, peace? Think about that in your life. Have you been always working for something materialistic? Maybe a car, a boat, or a jet ski, or whatever it may be, or a relationship that you keep putting this energy and effort in over and over and over, and it really isn't productive. Or maybe the food, or the alcohol. All those things affect you, and they affect us on the ability to be in the best version of ourselves. So just take baby steps each and every day. You know, Tammy and I's mission statement collectively is to be a positive influence on those people that we meet each and every day. And of course we fail. There's times, you know, that we're not in the best mood, or there's been conflict or anxiety or stress, whatever it may be in our life. And so we can't be the best version of ourselves, and we can't always be that positive influence, but that's truly our mission statement as a couple. And then of course mine, personally and professionally, is to enrich my life so I can enrich the lives of our community. So I have to be mindful, I have to be present, I have to understand where I'm at each and every day to be the best version of myself, so I can really begin to support and understand what our community needs each and every day. I hope these talks are insightful. I'd love to hear from you. What has helped you to be the best version of you and yourself? What in your life have you been able to eliminate and not even regret it or feel bad about it? The toxic energy, or maybe it's the alcohol or the drugs, or maybe it was a job that was so toxic and it took everything out of you and you had nothing left for your family because this job took everything that you had, all your energy. I don't want you to be bankrupt mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, sexually, any of that. I want you to not just survive, but I want you to thrive. If there's anything I can do for you, please reach out. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll take you down to the creek with me so we can check this out. Hopefully I don't fall too bad. But this little creek is just absolutely amazing today. You know, I don't know if you saw the other video, but there's so much trash and waste in this yard from the previous people. It was rental property, but the house is right up there. And we have these beautiful little rock cliffs, and then right down here is the creek. I'm always down here looking for morel mushrooms, but I haven't been able to find any. And then we actually have a spring when it rains that comes from this rock formation right behind our house. So I don't know if you can see it, but right there's a little spring that comes out when it rains. So it's just a seasonal spring. But there's a lot of little silt in here. But right over there is Lake Hudson. And here's this just amazing, beautiful creek that we have flowing through our backyard. And you can hear maybe the roosters. There's cows on the other side. But it's just really, really just nice and serene out here. And I love it. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing day. I hope that you have the opportunity to be the best version of yourself today. Talk to you soon.